Hello, welcome back to our channel. NBC teased that Tripp could land in an extremely dangerous situation. NBC both knew that John was no longer himself since he woke up from his aneurysm. John has mood swings and is volatile, so his behavior becomes quite unpredictable. Obviously, John has the ability to do anything when he's in such a state of turmoil. That was bad news for Tripp, who was charged with raping Allie. NBC says John will get the update and slug Tripp, but Steve will intervene before things go any further. Unfortunately, something tells us John wouldn't be satisfied with a good punch. Steve will succeed in stopping John's first crisis, but more people may be able to follow. NBC says John's anger problem will get worse and worse over the coming weeks. All of this escalates. John will do something that could have devastating consequences. That certainly makes it seem like John will use violence to death. After all, a punch in Tripp's face wasn't that big of a deal. Such a thing would not lead to serious consequences for John. Trying to kill? That would definitely be. Let's look at how this might play out. NBC says that Steve defending Tripp will make John even more angry. John would be by his side with rage, and that trend could continue if the paternity test results were interrupted. Tripp most likely wasn't the father of Allie's baby, but John's rage would flare up again if the results were like Tripp. It's easy to imagine John raging again, this time over Tripp's guilt and assuming he lied. John can strike again and get Tripp to hospital, if someone can't stop him. Days of Our Lives will have a great reason for Tripp to be hospitalized in the near future. We know Tripp's mother Ava is returning from the dead. We also know how dual writers love to deliver the whole thing. The brainwashed Ben took Sierra to Paige Larson's old dorm room and nearly strangled her in the shower, just like Paige. Days makes sense to put Tripp in a situation similar to Ava dying, as another nod to the past. Ava was revenged to death by Joey Johnson in a hospital bed, but that death was clearly unrelated. Tripp could almost die in hospital. There are a number of ways dual writers can create such a story. After John goes too far for an attack, Tripp can become prey sitting in a hospital. John might find a way to sneak in and try to finish off Tripp. In the anger he was in, John could feel like Tripp should die, just like Ava did. Of course, there's also a chance someone like Charlie could be responsible for a burnt attempt, at least if he's actually blamed Allie's rape as we suspect. Either way, someone might interrupt in the last second, maybe even Tripp's own mother. It would be a great character intro if Ava shows up in time to save her son. Despite that, Days revelators say John's violent side is going to cause disaster this fall, so stay tuned to see what happens and what that means for Tripp. Thanks for watching, goodbye, and see you next time.